worldly wise men building tall structures in New York City, and they were supposed to be earthquake and fireproof. And when the fire hit them, those buildings that were supposed to be fireproof burned to the ground. The fire engines that were brought to quench or to put out the fire, they couldn't work. They failed to work. And 9/11 was looked upon as a fulfillment of that which was seen in vision by the servant of the Lord. I ask you this question. Is that so? Well, Brother Ross, you said yes. But I would humbly disagree with you. And I know when I disagree with you, you're going to ask, you can basically say, show me. Right? All right. God's wrath. We will see from today's message that the finger of God was not a group of Muslim terrorists flying 2 planes into the World Trade Center. That was not the finger of God. But we will see, when God stretches forth his hand, it will be God's wrath unmixed with mercy. Are you there? And we will discover the timing of that which is to come. Are you there? Verse 1, chapter 15. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. Notice, 7 angels, 7 last plagues. The word 7 there denotes completion, perfection. But these 7 angels, they have what? The wrath of God. It means that we are at a time when earth is ripe for the outpouring of God's wrath. Right? Look at that text. Right? 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up. In other words, there is nothing more. It's God's complete wrath. And God's complete wrath must have been built up over the years that sin has reigned upon this earth. All right. Now, and I saw, as it were, by the way, if you notice where this Revelation 15:1 with the 7 last plagues, if you notice where it is coming after, it is coming after the what? Giving of the 3 angels' messages. And earth's harvest is ripe. So it means then that the gospel would have gone forth, it would have done its work, probation has closed. No more mercy. All right. And I saw as it were a sea of glass, mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. Lift your heads. John sees a group of people. Where are they? Where are they? In heaven. They are standing on the sea of glass. They are victors. They have listened and accepted the first angel's message. They have accepted the second angel's message. Babylon is fallen, is fallen. And they have heeded the third angel's message. If any man worship the beast and his image, because they have the victory. So they were not worshippers of the beast and his image. And this group of people, they have heeded Revelation 18. Babylon has become what? The habitation of devils, the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And then that final call, come out of her, my people. They have answered that call. And John sees them as what? Victors. And they're standing there on that sea of glass. And notice what they have in their hands. They have the harps of God. They have the harps that were made by God and given to them. So here is a group of people who have gotten victory over the beast and his image and over his mark and the number of his name. And John sees them standing there with the harps of God. And they are ready to what? To sing. They are ready to sing. Take a look. Keep your finger in Revelation 15 and come to Psalm 137. This was the sermon I had for you last Sabbath, but I didn't pay close attention to the calendar that it was Health and Temperance Day. Psalm 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. The church is where? The church is in Babylon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where is the church? In Babylon. The church in Babylon? By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept. When we remembered Zion, we hanged our harps. Uh-oh. No harps in hand. Why? They're in Babylon. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? The church is in Babylon. And the church cannot sing. Why? It's in Babylon. And there, the captives, they hung their harps on the willows. And they are now being mocked. Sing us. How can they sing? You see, the songs of Zion are sung in Zion. Amen. And so they cannot sing because where are they? They're in Babylon. They are what? Captive. Babylon has the victory over them. But guess what? The tables are turned. John sees the redeemed, not by the rivers of Babylon, but where are they? On the sea of glass, they're in heaven. And they have in their hands what? The arms of God. And guess what? They have gotten the victory. And so now they can sing. Amen. Go back to Revelation 15. Verse 3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb. The song of Moses, the song of the Lamb. Sing! Let me ask you this question. Why the song of Moses? Hold a second now.
Because Moses was the one who led the first Israel.
Go ahead, Brother Gabriel. Go ahead, Brother Gabriel. What were you saying?
I said Moses was the one who
led them to the earthly Canaan.
Canaan. So he was symbolic of like Christ.
Oh yes. Symbolic of Christ. Perfect answer. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Notice what they are singing. Great and marvelous are thy works. You remember when Israel crossed the Red Sea? Yeah. What happened? Miriam. Huh? Let us sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Lord is a man of war. Some of the lines of that song, the song of Moses. Who shall not fear thee? Great and marvelous, verse 3, are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Notice when they are singing. They are singing when salvation's story is done. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. All nations shall come and worship before thee. Why? For this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached where? In all the world. And the third angel's message is sent forth to who? Every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. So here is the harvest of the world. And people from all nations are now gathered there on the sea of glass, and they are singing the song of Moses and the Lamb. And after that, I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was open. Listen. Let me say this to you. You see this Seventh-day Adventist message? Are you there? It was founded upon a foundation, upon the foundation of the sanctuary. Are you there? And when you notice in the book of Revelation, everything leads back where? Right to the sanctuary. So it tells me something, that if you're a church and you don't have a sanctuary message, you have no foundation, and you're definitely not God's church. The angels now, let's go. And he looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was open. Yes, There is a temple in heaven. Are you there? Those who are mounting challenges against the Adventist message, they are mounting challenges at the foundation of this church. And if you shake the foundation or you tear down the foundation, the building can't stand. So that old serpent knows that if he can get the minds of men exercised in tearing down the foundation of this Adventist message, guess what happens? And every attack has been on the sanctuary, the existence of a heavenly sanctuary, and the services. As Douglas would always say, men want to hold on to their carnal ways. No, their carnal ways. The sanctuary speaks loudly against that. Because both apartments speak to the process of salvation, not just the first one. There is justification, and then there is sanctification. Those whom he accounts holy or righteous, he makes righteous. And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 last plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials, full of the wrath of God, which liveth forever and ever. So John sees these angels. They are clothed in white linen, and they are clothed as priests. Are you there? Note that distinction there. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power. And no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. You know what that verse 8 there is telling us? Pay close attention. If there is no access to the temple in heaven, it means what?
Vision is closed.
The door of mercy is shut. There is no hope of salvation, but there is something else. You see, if there is no access to the temple, there is no access to mercy. There is no access to mercy. And if there is no access to mercy, it means that when these plagues are poured out, it is God's wrath unmingled with mercy. Now, Brother Ross, I'll give you this for homework. You go and you read Revelation 16, and you will discover that when the 7 last plagues are poured out, they are natural disasters. But guess what? Notice. Are you there? The angels will be pouring out their vials. The saints are still on earth. But guess what? John sees them as if they are in heaven.
Yes.
Why?
They are protected. Yes, sir.
The seal.
Hold a second. Hold a second. I hear it. I hear what your answers.
Yes.
But as that fella down there, Brother Mark would say, what you would say, Sister Diaz? Bible me! And that it is him we get that expression from. We got that. He has a way he would say, oh, you talk. Don't try plenty. Bible me, that's his expression. That's the person I took that expression from. So we do, no, Bible me. Tell him, Pastor, Bible me.
Yes.
Come to Psalm 91. Come to Psalm 91. Psalm 91. And how does this psalm start? Huh? He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Where is the dwelling place of the saints? Come on, talk to me. Where is the dwelling place of the saints? Where God dwells. Thank you. All right, let's go. I will serve the Lord. He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings. You see where you're dwelling? And under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield. You know what fastens you there to him? What? His truth.
Yes.
Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall by thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but what? It shall not come nigh thee. Why? Because you are dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, and you are covered. Shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Why? So the saints of God who are protected during the 7 last plagues are seen by John as where? Being where? Standing on the sea of glass, with the harps of God in their hand, and they are singing the song of Moses and the Lamb. I'm sorry. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see. Thank you. You will behold and see what? The reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels what? Charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. So when the wrath of God is poured out, the saints of God, because they have made the Most High their habitation, what? There shall no evil befall them, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Now, come to Revelation chapter 6. Revelation chapter 6. Revelation 6. Let's start at verse 12. I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, notice, Brother Ross, natural phenomenon. Notice. I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. Listen carefully to what I'm saying to you. There is one world leader who will not be there. One! The chief one will not be there. God is holding back the weight of strife. Brethren, are your eyes open to how Bible prophecy is being fulfilled? He will not be there. At this time, the Pope of Rome has nothing on him. Why? Everything will go according to America's dictates. And when America speaks, the world will follow. But guess what? He will not be there. There is one voice that will not, and one signature that will not be there. And what is God doing? He is slowing down the advances of the Pope. Listen to me. Open our eyes. And notice this promise in Revelation 7. The angels have to hold back the winds of strife until the servants of God are sealed in their forehead. And as the proverbial saying goes, when that is done, all hell break loose. And he took America out of all of this climate business. The Pope is using that. You know why? Their theology is not based upon the second coming of Jesus Christ. As far as they're concerned, the kingdom. So if the kingdom is here, you had better preserve it. Listen to me. Let me be honest with you. I said this to someone the other day. And Lord, it is not, and what I'm about to say, is not a boastful, self-serving statement. Basically to say that I'm arrived or I have arrived. But I've got to make a confession to you. I am wiser today in the Seventh-day Adventist message than years gone back. And as I study this Adventist message, and God shows me things out of his word, he's showing it to me, for me first, and then for his people. Because I cannot be a watchman on the walls of Zion and ain't know what the night, watchman, what of the night? I can't answer that question. Watchman, what of the night? If that question is asked me, I must be able to say, the night, the morning cometh, and also the night. Meaning, by God's grace, I discern the sign of the times. And when I watched that this week, and I listened to it, and I said to myself, I said, look at this old serpent at work. Did you hear me? The old serpent at work. Because here he is, using the one who has taken Christ's place. Uh-oh. Listen. Yeah, Douglas. Yeah. Marvel not. Satan has transformed himself into an angel of light. Meaning that which he's coming with, when you look at it, it looks good, but it is sugar-coated poison. Tastes sweet. But after that, it's deadly. And the whole world now. Oh, listen to me. Look, brethren, look at what the brother is doing. You know who he's targeting? Not the old fogies like me. No, he don't want us. Sister Alison, he don't want us. No, we too set in our ways. Our minds are not impressionable. Huh? We cannot be reprogrammed and taught to think a certain way. So he says we are going to embark on a process of education. Uh-oh. And guess who's at the head of it? One of the Jesuits, the chief Jesuits of I forget his name. That's where we headed. Let me say this to you. We have not followed. Ah, boy. Brother Samuels, the best is yet to come. You didn't hear me. You have just begun to start to commence. Are you there? A Bible expedition that will end when you see Jesus Christ face to face. And this Adventist message, as time progresses and prophecies fulfilled, it will shine brighter and brighter and brighter. Many are coming up with cunningly devised fables. But we have a more sure word. A more sure word of prophecy. And I say this much to you. When the question now is where this signing is going to take place, Muslims and everybody, all the religions will unite on the common purpose. And then this man now will be looked at the greatest benefactor earth has ever seen. And all the wickedness of the papacy with the priestly abuses and all that is being. But he is looked upon now as this holy, and righteous God's, and the most right reverend, who is his holiness. What blasphemy. But thank God, my sheep hear my voice, and they will not follow the voice of a stranger. Other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them I must also bring, and there will be one fold and one shepherd. As I always say to you, Seventh-day Adventist Church is God's remnant church. Amen. Don't go looking any other place. Don't go looking for where you didn't put down. Are you there? Don't go looking in the night with a fire stick for what you have seen in the day. Are you there? Fasten your seatbelts. First, anchor yourself in God's word. Buy it and sell it not. God bless you. Amen.